Hello all, welcome back to my channel TechSense. Today we will discuss about core Azure architecture components. We already discussed about what is cloud computing, what is IaaS, PaaS and SaaS service, and how we can sign up for Azure services. So let's discuss Azure architecture components in detail. As we know, Microsoft Azure have their data center across the world in multiple regions. So what is the reason behind it? What is the purpose of setting up the data centers everywhere? Let's understand this with an example. Suppose I have set it in an application which is being used across the world. So, and the data center is in US. So the users will be using the application in US. There will be no network lag. So it's very easy for them. The application will be very fast. But just assume the users who are in Asia, maybe in India, maybe in Singapore or China, there will be network lag. Why? Because the servers are too far from them. That's where Azure comes into the picture. It makes global reach, local presence, keeping data secure and compliant with government laws. Azure have mainly these architectural components: region pairs, geographies, availability options, resource groups. Let's understand each one of them in detail. So what is region? Microsoft Azure is made up of data centers located around the globe. A region is a geographical area on the planet containing at least one but potentially multiple data centers that are in proximity and network together with a low latency network. So basically, each resource is tagged to a region. Whenever we create a server, a virtual machine, a function or anything in Azure, we need to tag that region where we want to set up the data center. So that's the main purpose of the region. Let's say I'm setting up an application that will be used in India. So I will create the server and I will mention the region India, maybe Central India or South India. So that's where a region comes into the picture. Microsoft Azure is available in 60 regions and 140 countries. Azure has more global regions than any other cloud provider. What are the benefits of using region? It provides customer the flexibility and scale needed to bring applications closer to their users. So it reduces the network lag, preserves data residency and offer comprehensive compliance and resiliency options for customers. If there is any compliant or any legal terms, then we can set it up the virtual machine or servers in a specific region, so the data will not be out in the whole outside the region. Let's also explore the region in Azure portal. So this is my portal. I'm creating a resource here. Let's say I'm creating a virtual machine. Add virtual machine. Whenever I create a machine, I need to provide a virtual machine name, and here is the region. So we need to provide the region at the time of creating any resource. So as you can see, these all are the region which is there available in the Azure portal. What is region pairs? A regional pair consists of two regions within the same geography. Azure serialized platform updates across regional pairs, ensuring that only one region in each pair updates at a time. If an outage affects multiple regions, at least one region in each pair will be prioritized for recovery. Pair means two. So each region have its pair. Why? What is the purpose behind it? It is used for deployment, for any outage or for any disaster thing. So to maintain the high availability of the servers, we have region pairs in the picture. Each region have its pair. For an example, North Central US have its pair with South Central US. East US have its pair with West US. India South have its pair with Indian Central, and so on. So just assume if the whole data center collapsed, that is why we have the region pair, so that we can instantly make it available the second pair in the region. So that's the purpose of region. The event of broad outage, recovery of one region is prioritized out of every pair. Also, whenever Azure plan any maintenance or any patch, what they do, they basically update in one region in each pair, and then we see, okay, if all of the things are working, then they update the patch in rest of the rest of the regions also. Then they plan to update the patch in rest of the region pair. What is geography? Azure regions are organized into geographies, and Azure geography ensures that data residency, sovereignty, compliance, and resiliency requirements are honored within geographical boundaries. Basically, we have region pairs, and the group of region is geography. So inside geography, we have region. Each region is tagged to one pair. That is what it looks like. And geography are broken into following areas: Americas, Europe, Asia Pacific, Middle East, and Africa. Lets you keep your business critical data and application nearby or fault tolerant high capacity networking infrastructure. Next is availability options. The whole purpose of availability options is to provide high availability to the server, so that if anything happens to the server, application will be up and running. As you can see in the diagram, we have availability sets, availability zones, region pairs. Region pairs we already discussed. If anything happens to the whole region, if whole data center everything collapse, then we have the pair with us, so that we can make it up and running. Availability sets. What is availability sets? It protects the servers against failure within the data center. Let's say if anything happens to the server which is there in the data center, so data center is okay, but the particular server is collapsed, so we can use rest of the VMs which is there in the availability sets. Let me show you in the portal. Okay, so here it is. Whenever I'm creating a virtual machines, we have the regions and availability options as well. What I want to choose, availability set or availability zone. If I choose the availability set, I need to mention the availability set. If I choose the availability zone, so in which zone you want to put it in. So we will discuss this in detail, but here it is. Basically, here we need to choose the availability options. Availability sets protects us from the server failure. So in the same availability set, we have, let's say, 2 VMs or 3 VMs. So if one is down, we can up the second one. Availability zones. It protects from the entire, if the entire data center collapsed. So in the region, we have multiple data centers. In a region, let's say we have 3 data centers. So if one data center collapsed, we have the another data centers. So it saves us from the loss of the whole data center. And region pair we already discussed. What is resource group? It's basically a container of resources. What is resources? Resources could be virtual machines, functions, app services, my storage accounts, my SQL, Cosmos DBs. We will discuss this each one of them in detail. What are those? It's basically a container of the resources. Azure resource groups are logical collections of virtual machines, storage accounts, virtual network, web apps, database, and database servers. Typically, users will group related resource for an application divided into groups for production and non-production, but you can subdivide further as needed. So basically, when we are using resource group, it's easy to identify the resources. We can group them based on our requirement. We can group them based on our instance also. Okay, production servers will be in one group, development servers will be in one group, UAT servers will be on one group. We can also group them based on department. Let's say we have servers related to manufacture, we have servers related to HR department. Whenever we delete a resource group, all the resources under that group will be deleted. And we can also bill as per resource group. So we, let's say we group based on the department, so each department will be billed accordingly. Let me show you in portal. So here it is. Whenever I'm creating a resource, I'm creating a virtual machines, I need to mention the resource group. So whenever we are creating any resource in the portal, we need to select the resource group. So once we go to the resource group, we can find out how many resources are there under this group. So this is the use of resource group basically. This is it for today's video. In my next session, we will discuss about Azure Compute Function, app services and all of that. So if you have any query, please write down in comment section. You can also email us at mytechsense@gmail.com or visit our website techsenseconsulting.com. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Thank you for your time.